Good day, I am Miguel Goldones, and this is my documentation for my first laboratory activity in the course Data Communications and Networking 1. Now, there are a multitude of tasks being asked for me to do in this laboratory activity, and of course, I have already done them as seen in this Word document that I'm going to pass in the submission portal. But for the sake of documentation purposes, I will still try to execute the activity in real time. So anyway, the first task was to find the appropriate logos for the following devices over here that have been given in the question. So there are 9 devices in total, and of course I found the logos. But for the sake of documentation, I will do it. I will find them in Cisco packet Cisco PT in real time. And so yes, first off, we have the personal computer, which is an end device, the laptop, which is an end device. These are the classifications of the devices, by the way. The switch, which is an intermediary device, the router, which is an intermediary device, the hub, also an intermediary device, the printer is an end device, an optical fiber is a cable, and therefore a cable is a media, a crossover cable is also a media, and the IP phone is an end device. So how do we find this in Cisco Packet Tracer? Um, First off, this is the main menu over here, and as you can see, I think we already have found the 2 of our 9 devices that we are listed in the questions or things that need to be evaluated. So this is a menu or a bar where you can choose which device you want to plot on the empty space over here. And as you can see, I press the lightning bolt, which signifies connections. And over here are the various connections. So to find one of, and connections that are pertain to the cables that are used in networking. So we already have 2 of our answers over here. Number one is this one, this orange cable, which is an optical fiber or a fiber optic cable, and then this one is our crossover cable. So yes, we already have 2 of them, and of course the picture can be already seen in the table I have given. While we are here, let us go to one of the questions that I have after the table, which will pertain to the identifying the 5 media devices located on this picture. So yes, since this one is already our crossover cable and this is our fiber optic cable, this orange line and this broken line, let's search for the other 3. So lightning bolt, blue line, curved line, and a black straight line. So this is the black straight line. It is used to represent a straight through cable for connecting various devices such as 2 PCs or 2 routers or whatever. This one is the curved blue line, which is the console cable, which is used to configure a device or tune it according to the appropriate settings. And finally, this is the electric bolt, which is found over here. As you can see, they're all in line. So the electric bolt symbolizes a basic power connection. So we have answered one of the questions that succeed the table. Let us find the other devices that are needed. Okay, so for the personal computer, I can just go here to network devices and this here, sorry, end devices. That's why I was able to choose end device. So here is a personal computer. There we go. Now, as we can see, there's here on the list of end devices, we have some of our other devices which can be found on the table. So let me just put them here. The first being the laptop, the second being the printer, third being the IP phone, and that's about it for the end devices. So overall, we have 4 end devices plus our two cables or media devices, which brings it to 6 devices identified out of 9. Nice. Let's search for the next one, which is the router. Just classified a while ago as an intermediary device. So there we go. And then next, next switch. Let's look for a switch, another intermediary device. There we go. And finally, let's look for the hub. And here is the image for a hub. That brings us to 7 devices over here in our empty space. Basically 9 devices, and identified all of them are complete. Now let us go to answer the questions. Sorry. The first question is, what are the other available router models aside from the generic one that I included in the table? So, while searching for routers, I searched a while ago routers, or sorry, I pressed here network devices, and as you can see, there are a lot of router configurations that can be seen here. But for my answer to the question in the laboratory activity, I chose this one, which is the ISR 4331, this one, which is the ISR 4321, and this one, which is the 2901. So, okay, those are the 3 routers that I chose, or these are only 3 out of several router models that can be found in Cisco Packet Tracer. Now, let's go to the last question since we skipped this one. In networking, what are end devices, intermediary devices, and media devices? So, what are they exactly? First are the end devices, which serve as devices that help users interact directly with each other, and also are the source or destination of data. These devices generate consume or request data from the network. For instance, when a user sends an email, their computer, which is an end device, so my answer in the table was correct, sends the data over the network. Examples are computers, laptops, smartphones, printers, servers, tablets, and IP phones. So I got my devices in the table correct. The second are in the second is the intermediary device. So these devices provide connectivity and ensure that data flows correctly across the network. Routers, for example, determine the best path for data packets to travel between networks. So my answer in the table was correct. The examples are routers, switches, which is correct, firewalls, access points, and modems. I also had the hub, and it is an intermediary device as well. Finally, we have the media, which refers to the physical or wireless channels through which data is transmitted between devices. They could be hardware, such as cables, so that is hardware, Ethernet cables, such as the crossover cable a while ago and the fiber optic cable, or even wireless signals such as Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So in summary, end devices generate and receive data. Intermediary devices are responsible for the routing and processing of the data, or even the management of the data. And media is the channels or the physical or wireless means through which data is transported or transmitted between devices. So I can conclude that this activity was effective in introducing me to the Cisco Packet Tracer, and this software will be very helpful in for me to understand and evaluate the composition of various networks through its use of simulation. So, thank you for watching.